What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are not in the wood shop. We're actually at a buddy of mine's body shop. So a friend of ours that goes to our church actually owns a body shop, and we're over here doing a little project today that I wanted to show you guys. So if you remember my last video, you'll remember that I said there was going to be something kind of cool coming to the wood shop, and that I was clearing a space for it behind my shop. Well, today I'm going to show you what that is. It's a pretty cool new toy. This is something that I have not been planning to buy. I wasn't expecting to buy. It wasn't something that I even thought I could afford. But a friend of ours is moving to Florida, and he basically had to sell it, and I got it at a really good price. And I think it's gonna come in really handy in the future. But today, me and my buddy are down here at the body shop. We're doing a little bit of work on it, making it look really nice. So let me show you what I got. Might be a little bit hard to see the whole thing. It's kind of in the middle stage of getting painted. So this is a 2008 Takeuchi TL130 skid steer. So this thing, 12-year-old skid steer. It's got really low hours, only about 2,400 hours on it. And we got it from a friend of ours, so I kind of know the history of it. It's a pretty cool machine, and I have a lot of fun plans for this machine. The possibilities are endless with a skid steer. You can do all kinds of stuff like clear brush, move logs. You can make a driveway if you wanted to. So you can do all kinds of stuff with a skid steer. And it was kind of cool that this opportunity kind of fell into my lap. And like I said, these things are crazy expensive new. I mean, I would never be able to afford to buy one of these new. But like I said, the friend of ours was moving to Florida. I got a really good price on it. And I think it's going to come in really handy in the future. So I'll put some pictures up on screen right here of what it looked like when I bought it. It was really faded. Everything that was black was kind of grayed out from the sun. So what we're doing over here today is we sprayed everything black. So I got a satin black paint, like a construction equipment grade paint. We painted inside the tracks. We painted the cab. We basically painted everything inside of here. So the control tower, everything around the seat, the roof, everything. So it's all nice and satin black, and this is just the first coat. What else did we do? We painted the entire back of this thing black. So this was kind of the color scheme originally from the factory, but this was all grayed out and everything. You'll see that in the pictures that I'll put up here. But what we did is we just taped everything off, like the window, painted it all black, and this is just the first coat. We're going to come back tomorrow and put another couple coats on. And once this black is dry, we're going to tape all the black off, and we're going to spray the yellow again. So I think that's really going to make it pop. I've been out here every day this week with my random orbit sander, sanding all this stuff down, getting it ready for primer and paint. So this is something, like I said, that I didn't expect to have. I never really expected to be able to afford one of these anytime soon. These things are so expensive. But I got this 2008 machine. It's got a Yanmar diesel engine in it. This thing runs like a champ. It is really smooth running. The only thing that it needs is a new set of tracks. So the tracks on this thing are kind of chewed up. But at the price that I got this thing for, I have some room to be able to spend some money and get some new tracks for it. And this thing is going to serve me for a long time. In addition to getting the machine, I also got the bucket, and over there I got a set of forks, but we'll go over there in a minute. This thing, again, was a really good opportunity, and I didn't really understand how, I guess, practical skid steers were until we started using one at our house to do different things around the property, and it just kind of became really apparent that these things are so handy for all kinds of stuff, especially if you want to own land like I do. You can pretty much do everything with these things, and they're really reliable. The Yanmar diesel engine in this thing is a pretty solid engine from what I've read. This one's got low hours, and one of the big things for me, like I said, was that I know the history of it. The guy that we bought it from was a good friend of ours, and I know he took care of it. The yellow paint that we're going to put on this thing is a John Deere yellow. It's a really nice construction paint. So it's pretty much going to be the same color that this originally was. But it's going to look so much better because it's going to be brand new. But you can see I've got everything sanded down. I've got it sanded down to the metal in some places. We're going to prime this and then hit it with that yellow. It's going to be a long process taping off all that black, but I think it's going to be worth it in the end. It's going to look really good. And I think at some point I'm probably going to make a video for the channel. It's got two halogen headlights up here. They're decently bright, but one of them is busted out and doesn't work, so only one of them works. I think we're going to go ahead and put a 36-inch LED light bar across the top, and we will probably swap the LED reverse lights to LED as well. So I'll do that on the channel. We'll make a video wiring that up, and I think that's going to be a really nice upgrade. I also want to get the factory decals for this thing. I think putting the factory decals back on it and getting a complete decal set is going to make this thing pop. It's going to make it look brand new, and I think it's going to be a worth it upgrade. So a lot of you guys know I've got an F-150. It's not a 3/4 ton truck. It's just a 1/2 ton truck. It is rated to tow that thing. I can tow that thing and the trailer, and it's rated for it, but it's probably not going to like it. So I'm looking to get maybe a 3/4 ton truck. If I can get a really good deal on one, I'd probably look into getting one just because it's going to be better for towing that skid steer. But I'm not in a rush to get anything, so I'm definitely on the lookout for a 3/4 ton truck. So one of the big reasons I almost didn't buy that skid steer was because I didn't have a good way to tow it around. So my F-150 is rated to tow it, but it's kind of right on the brink. And then we don't have a trailer, so I had to get a trailer for it. I kind of scoured Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist to see what I could find. And I eventually just ended up talking to the guy that I bought the machine from to see if he had a trailer that he'd sell me, and he actually did. So I got the skid steer and the trailer as kind of a package deal, and that's why I was really able to afford all of it. So this is the trailer that I got. It's a 2020 Kaufman equipment trailer. This thing is 16 feet long. It's got a 2-foot dovetail on the end. It's got the heavy duty ramps. It's got a 2 5/16. Well, it takes a 2 5/16 ball up at the front here. And you know, I was looking on Marketplace, and there were some trailers on there that were cheaper, that needed some work, and I just figured, well, if I can get a good deal on this one and I can get it kind of as a package deal with the skid steer, then well, I might as well just take the nicer trailer. He gave me a really good deal on this too, because I kind of bought them together, and he wasn't going to be using it anymore. So I got this really nice trailer for a good price too, and this is going to be really nice for moving logs around, the skid steer, really anything, tools, logs, skid steer, whatever I can think of. And then he also gave me the forks for the skid steer as well. So it's a really nice, pretty new set of forks for that skid steer. So you can move around tools and logs and equipment, anything that you can think of with those forks. So this kind of whole package that I got from this guy is going to come in really handy, especially if I want to build my own house one day. I mean, this stuff is priceless. And another thing that kind of contributed to me wanting to get the trailer off this guy was you can't really find trailers. There's such a shortage of everything these days. It's really hard to find a lot of things, and trailers are one of them. Some friends of ours own a trailer kind of dealership, and they are having an extremely hard time getting a hold of trailers. So I figured, well, this guy wants to sell me this one with the skid steer at a really good price. It's got the drum brakes and everything works. It's only a year old. So I went ahead and got that and kind of bit the bullet. But I think together with the skid steer and the trailer and the forks and everything, I've got a pretty nice setup if I want to get a portable sawmill, build a house, do whatever. And I think these things are going to pay for themselves before I know it. So yeah, I'm kind of losing light here. It's getting dark out, but that's kind of what's been going on. I haven't been doing too many projects recently. I finished up a lot of stuff for Christmas, like a lot of Christmas orders and stuff for craft shows a couple weeks ago, and I've just now had time to kind of get around to this. So for the past week, I've been out here every night sanding that skid steer down and getting that ready for paint. So it's been a really fun process, and my buddy Gage is helping me spray it. And I would just like to say a huge thank you to John Roswell, who owns the body shop. He's a friend of ours, for letting me kind of use the space out here and kind of do my thing. And I really appreciate it. John's letting me borrow his spray guns and everything to spray it. So I kind of got a good deal on that. And I think we're going to make that skid steer look really, really good. So look forward to a couple more videos coming about the skid steer. The next one you see will probably be once that yellow paint is done and everything is pretty wrapped up. Maybe I'll do the decals in that video, putting all the new labels and everything on. But that's kind of what's been going on. I just wanted to give you guys an update. I'll see you guys next week.